We achieved a lot with our application. Our game has now a basic layout, knows how to draw some random symbols, and also how to show the corresponding icons for these symbols. One thing that we could do next is to show these shuffling animations when the button is pressed. There are multiple techniques that we can use to accomplish this, but for the sake of our example, let's just pick the pure JavaScript one. In JavaScript, we have two main timer functions. First, we have the set interval, and second, the set timeout. For both of them, the main idea is that they will execute a specific function after some time. We give them a function to execute and the delay to apply to this function. The main difference between them is that set timeout will execute that given function just once. Meanwhile, set interval will execute it until cancelled. Given the fact that in our example this shuffling effect is made from multiple random picks, we will use the set interval function. This being said, what we should do now is to go back into our code, and first I will take all this part that generates the random symbols and wrap it in a function, and use this function with the set interval. I will set an interval of 100 milliseconds, meaning that this function will be run every 100 milliseconds until cancelled. And after we save, if we press the run game button, we will see the animation in action. Still, things are not yet complete. One issue that we face now is that our animation is not stopping. For now, I'll just stop it manually by refreshing the page. We need to find a way to stop the execution of this function in a programmatic way. If we go back into the documentation, we will discover this clear interval function that we can use combined with a reference to a specific set interval. Knowing this, the plan will be like so. We will let the function run for 40 times, and after this, we will use the clear interval to cancel the execution of our function. First, I will go back into the source, and in here I will create a new variable called counter. This counter starts with the value of 0 in a new game. Every time this function runs, the counter gets incremented. Next, we will need a reference to our interval. And for this, I will define here a new variable called myInterval, and as you can see, it will point out to the set interval. After this, I will use a if statement to check if our counter had reached a level above 40, and if so, I will say clear interval of myInterval. After this, when the page refreshes, when we will run again the game, we will see that our animation will stop after 40 runs. And the final step. We should teach our game how to decide the winner. For this, we will introduce a new value onto the state called winner and set it initially to an empty string. The decision will be taken in a new function called decideWinner, and this function will be called after we clear the set interval. Given the fact that we have to deal with state variables, we will use the setState method and say that the winner should be this.decideWinner. And out of this function, we will return the result of our game. We'll start by using a destructor statement to extract the value of player blue and player red out of this state. Initially, we will check if player red is equal with player blue, case in which we will return that we have a draw result. Next, I will check if player red is not the winner. Being a logger statement, I will just paste the code, but basically we'll just check here for every of the three cases that could make player red the winner. And in this case, we will return that player red is the winner. And finally, if we don't have a draw result and player red is not the winner, it's safe to assume that player blue won the game. Now, all that is left for us to do is go inside the render method, and in here, in a paragraph, I will display the state variable for the winner and also close the paragraph. So our game should be ready to go for a test drive. If we run the game, it will select for the red player paper, for the blue player rock, and it will tell us that the red player just won. And this concluded our application. Within this example, we have seen in action things like basic React components, event handlers, or how to use JavaScript timing functions with React. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Happy coding and see you the next time.